What is up, guys, and welcome back into a brand new Rams House video. And as you read by the title, today I will be reacting to one of my very first Rams videos I ever published onto this channel. That dates all the way back to May 16th of 2020. So the purpose of this video is to kind of change up the content a little bit just for this video and give you guys something fresh and something funny to look back on, because these videos are definitely cringy. It's definitely hard for me to go back and watch them, just seeing how bad they are, but it's also kind of cool to me to see the progression that I've made from those days, as far as editing goes, as far as speaking goes, as far as the delivery, everything that revolves around the video. Just knowing the process that I have now compared to what I had back in the day, I mean, it's really cool. And it's only been a couple of years, that's for sure, but I can definitely see a lot of progression in the way I do my content. I hope you guys do too. Let me know your reactions down in the comments down below. This is gonna be a fun video, so let's just get into it.
Back to another video. Before we really get started on this
video, oh my gosh, I don't even remember my voice being this high.
If you guys could subscribe, because we're trying to get 300 and we upload daily content.
A fun fact about this was my channel name before I really got into the Rams stuff was just The Football Fan, because I would do things like uniform rebrands, I would do things like NFL concepts, like different uniform stuff, like all this different type of content than you see now before I fully transitioned to Rams. But this was one of the first videos that I did revolving around the Rams.
Upload daily content about football. But we're talking about Jared Goff right now.
Jared Goff is such a polarizing topic.
And why he's kind of regressed a little bit. Because a couple years back, he was an amazing quarterback, and I still think he has the potential to be an amazing quarterback once again. There were a few key struggles that happened, but here was...
It's crazy how good Goff used to be before he just kind of
really great at throwing the
went
football,
on a regression path without Gurley and everything.
He really could do a really good job. He's not that much of a scrambling type quarterback, which
Okay, so this is some of the stuff that's hard for you to watch now. Like when I trip up on my words like that, like over and over very noticeably, and I don't edit that out, I was just trying to get the video done, that stuff pains me to watch.
But was making him such a good pocket cornerback. And so we can see on all of these plays, he's really good without any of the pressure. But the main reason why in the Super Bowl what the Patriots did is they rushed a bunch more men and did some other schemes that Jared Goff did not know.
I don't know what this music is that I had in the back. It sounds so weird.
That led him to being sacked and pressured multiple times. And so the main reason about his regression is all of the pressure. Jared Goff can't take the pressure too well.
Which I do still agree to this now, that Goff does not handle the pressure very well. He kind of forces balls or throws it away or gets sacked. He doesn't handle the pressure, especially at the top tier of the league, that's for sure. But I would disagree with my former self in the saying that that was the main reason why he was struggling with the Rams.
More the guy who needs to see the field, and I know that all quarterbacks need time, but some quarterbacks are better at handling the pressure and some aren't. And I believe that that's the main reason that Jared Goff is struggling. You could say at least last year is when he gets pressure, he either makes the wrong decision by throwing an interception, or he waits too long and gets sacked.
That was definitely a very frustrating thing to watch when there's pressure on Jared Goff. Like, I felt like I would have a heart attack because I was like, oh no, don't just throw one of those terrible balls into double coverage and have it intercepted, or oh no, don't take a terrible sack 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Like, whenever I saw pressure coming at Jared Goff, I feel like we can all relate to this. I just had like a heart attack, especially from like 2019, 2020. That was really when I was feeling it.
So I think the main fix for this is getting a better offensive line, which is what they're working on, and also getting a ground game, because the Rams are mainly based off of play action and misdirection and bootleg.
Which at this point, this was when Gurley was on the downfall in his career, unfortunately. It wasn't when he was in his prime. It was coming off of the 2019 season, and I touched on having the Rams improve their offensive line, have a good offensive line, so Goff could have, you know, a better career because he's protected. Again, I don't stand by those claims now because the offensive line was a little bit more hurt in 2019. It definitely didn't play up to par to what they're doing now or since Sean McVay entered. But I don't think that they were just completely the main reason that Goff was doing bad. And Gurley, you know, we're trying to find answers post-Gurley when he was on that regression.
These were very new schemes that Sean McVay had devised up as he was entering into the NFL, but now they are more known, and the Rams have to find new ways to protect Jared Goff, get the more of that misdirection and run game going, and help this team to further succeed with new game plans. Otherwise, we're just going to be seeing some repeats from the Super Bowl, and that won't be very good, so...
Okay, so that was interesting going back and seeing one of my very first videos on the channel revolving around the Rams. It's one of the things that I noticed right off the bat was just how simple I was in my takes. Like, I'm looking back at this, I'm not going too much into detail or into depth or into stats or anything about the reason why I think Jared Goff is actually struggling. This is only about a 2-minute video, and I really don't go in depth on what I believe. Another thing that I remember from making videos back in 2020 when I was starting this channel and like really starting to switch gears into Rams stuff in November was I would let the personalities of the media or even just podcasts I would listen to that revolved around the Rams, like Rams Talk or Rams Showcase, I would let their opinions kind of formulate mine, because I was like, okay, these guys are successful, I want to be like them, so how about I try to use some of their takes, combine it into one, and then I'll become like a really famous YouTuber. That was the way I thought before, but that's not the way you got to go about it. You got to be unique, you got to stand out and do your own thing, come up with your own takes, because otherwise you're just blatantly copying what other YouTubers do, and that's not how you're gonna get popular. That's not how you're gonna really enjoy what you do. And so that's one of the big things that I learned. I definitely did rush a ton of videos. I'm still working on that now. I'm trying to work on more quality over quantity as far as videos go, because I think that really does go a long way, and you can really enjoy looking back at your content. You'll definitely see some flaws here and there as the more time goes on in your YouTube career, but I think just finding the joy in making videos and making the quality of them really good over the quantity and trying to get them out as fast as you can is a really big lesson that I learned. Going back to those Jared Goff takes about him just needing a great offensive line and a great run game, like let's just improve that, he's going to go back to a good Jared Goff. I don't stand by those comments. I don't agree with that. I think Goff played really well in that system when we had a Hall of Famer running back. If he could have stayed on that trajectory, I mean, teams were just so scared of the run with Todd Gurley that the play action would work so well, and he'd have some pretty open guys. Yeah, Goff had some great games. That Vikings and Rams game comes to mind on Thursday night, or that Monday night Chiefs and Rams game. He definitely had some great games, but I truly believe that he played at his best when the system was at its best, when it was a little bit newer, and when teams were trying to stop Gurley before he was on his downfall, when teams weren't really familiar with what Sean McVay was really doing with the Rams. And then when it came down to it, if we had Jared Goff in that situation in the Super Bowl that we had Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp go on that game-winning drive and end up scoring to go up 23-16, I mean, I'm saying this full-heartedly and wholeheartedly, I don't think Goff's going to get it done, because there were times where McVay wasn't calling the best play, but it comes down to the players that you have, like Matthew Stafford, who can get it done. That no-look pass to go over the middle to Cooper Kupp was huge. Trusting your guys and trusting your talent. At the end of the day, no disrespect to Goff, I just don't think he has that type of talent, or he just plays a little bit more like a robot or in system, like this guy's supposed to come in open on this time, I gotta throw it now. I don't think he works really well off schedule, and yeah, pressure does get to him, and we saw that in the Super Bowl, he didn't perform well. So it's, again, going back to it, it was really cool to look back at this video, really cool to be able to experience what my whole YouTube system was back then, but I'm definitely grateful for the guys like you guys who supported me along the way, encouraged me by continuing to subscribe, comment, and encourage me in the comments. It's been so amazing to be able to do this for you guys. So I know this video is getting a little bit long. I appreciate all of you guys who stayed along for this, and I genuinely appreciate every one of you who watched this video. Whether you're a Rams fan or not, I do appreciate you. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I don't know when my lights did that, but horns up and God bless.